happy today. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Was that a waft of whatever just came out of you, amigo? You're
That
like
was
a dragon over there.
a dragon, the cold wedding cake.
You got special effects? You got a smoke machine over there? What are you doing?
It was a smoke
amigo?
machine, yeah.
You're a smoke machine, dude. You know what else is a smoke machine? Some of these alts that have been ripping over the last couple days. I know we'll get into that, but first, though, you've got some sponsors to thank, so do that.
Oh, indeed. Let's get into it. So obviously we want to thank Roundly X. We want to thank Quantum Expeditions, Quantum Economics, Shieldfolio, and also obviously everyone at Bitcoin Live and the community there. Check out all the shows, good stuff, and good info. But let's have at it. Today's show is Bitcoin. The time is now.
Now. The time is now for what? What is the time now for? The greed and fear index has come down, Gerald, which I think is kind of good.
Yeah. So the time is now it's time to recognize that, you shouldn't be selling, right? If you're selling right now, I know everyone wants to make fun of Laszlo for selling the Bitcoins because Bitcoin Pizza Day is coming in a couple months. But everyone wants to make fun of Laszlo. But in my opinion, Laszlo is the genius, right, of our community. He invented Bitcoin economics, right? He opened up Pandora's box to Bitcoin to the rest of the world. It's actually, excuse me, Jeremy Sturdivant. Sorry to call the guy out, the guy that accepted the Bitcoin and then subsequently sold all that Bitcoin for like nothing. He would have had about $1 billion if he would have kept that Bitcoin. So if you're selling your Bitcoin right now to Michael Saylor or to Larry Fink, you're doing yeah, you're pulling a Jeremy. You're literally pulling a Jeremy. So the time is now is to be stacking, right? If you're getting this pullback of almost 10K, that means you're getting more Satoshis for your dollars, right?
Sure.
And this is the easiest strategy I tell people in Bitcoin and crypto is whatever bags you're packing, you should be buying the troughs, right? That those are the dips of those waves. You want to be buying the troughs and not the crests of those waves, which is top buyers, right? Because when you buy at the top, if you look at a chart, you don't have to be a genius or a TA specialist to realize if you see it at the top, a peak, there is the other side of that peak, and it's called a valley, right? And that's just basic TA 101. Like you're gonna, if you continue to buy those crests, you're never gonna see your position move upwards when the markets make those big jumps. If you buy all those troughs and the market moves, then your position of Bitcoin or whatever shitcoin you're stacking is going to go, whew, it's going to jump. And that's the best thing I could teach you. But you selling your bags to Larry and Michael for pennies. I know $70,000 seems like it's a lot of money in this day and age, but it's not. It's pennies on the dollar. And let's watch this video. So this is one of these people that is,
this guy?
Yeah, the guy with the beard. Dude. Yeah.
Clown boy. I love Clown boy. Put him on.
Yeah. Let's hit play.
I'm going to tell you why I sold all my Bitcoin, why the game is rigged and I just don't trust it anymore. I'm Jordan, live and kicking. Hope you're doing amazing today. So I ain't a Bitcoin bro or a crypto bro or anything. You know, I just thought it was super interesting.
Yeah,
and I got into it a while ago because it was an alternative to mainstream investing in fiat currency and that kind of stuff. So I was like, yeah, this is what we need, right? But then that all went out the window when it became mainstream. And now people are using it like a 401k and, you know, like Fidelity and everybody's investing portfolios in it. And BlackRock's coming out and saying how great it is. And everyone's like, yes, this is so good for Bitcoin. I'm like, are y'all in freaking sane? Like, what are you talking about? This isn't good for Bitcoin. What it's good for is the price of Bitcoin. But here's how it's going to go down. And so many people are going to get burned and lose their life savings chasing this dream. Once it hits a certain price, and we don't know what that price is, but once it hits a certain price, a lot of these whales are gonna sell, okay? They've already predetermined this. Once they start selling, it's gonna set off a chain reaction that nobody can stop. And then people are like, yes, but then when that happens, I'm gonna sell too. And obviously you haven't been paying attention because the system is rigged. Once these whales start to sell, it will freeze. Like retail trading will freeze. And you, my friend, will no longer be able to go into your Coinbase or whatever account and sell your crypto. It's going to freeze. It's
Make
going
it
to go
stop.
down. It's going to say something like, oh, our servers are temporarily unavailable. We're working on it. We understand that your money's important to you. We'll get right back to you, friend. And then meanwhile, the price is going to go from 90,000 or whatever the point is that all these whales decide to sell, and it's going to go to 80 and then to 70 and then to 60 and then to 50 and then to 40, and then everyone's going to be like trying to hit the trade button and trying to hit the sell button, and it's just not working, and they're going to lose tons of money, and they're going to have to start all the way back over. Meanwhile, all of these big time investors, all the whales out there, just cashed out and are making billions of dollars, maybe trillions of dollars, and no one can do anything about it. So what are you going to do? Call 1-800-BITCOIN? Are you going to call customer service? Are you going to live chat them? No, none of that exists, because this is a decentralized platform that no one knows who invented it. No one knows who's running the show. No one even really knows how the algorithm works that determines the price. So I looked at it and I said, okay, I made some money. I'm getting the fuck out, because I don't trust this game anymore. The game has been infiltrated. The game has been taken over by the big guys. This was supposed to be a way for the little guys to level the playing field with the big guys. And now the big guys have taken it over. And unless you have your own wallet and you control all of your destiny and everything, and as long as the power doesn't go out, and as long as nobody nefarious can, interfere with any of that, which we've proven that a lot of those things that we thought were basically impenetrable.
Oh my gosh. Wrong. First of all, this guy says, as he's clearly walking through the woods, I am not a crypto bro. I do not understand crypto. But then he's going to go on this long diatribe and a monologue telling you why he is a crypto bro and why you should take financial advice from this redneck hillbilly aping through the woods. I'm sorry. This guy is a clown. This guy is full of FUD, has no clue what he's talking about. And if you want to listen to a guy like that versus some guy sitting at home in his bedroom live streaming, you should probably... But you know what I mean? Like, dude, he just clearly says he doesn't know what he's talking about, but then he's going to go on telling you all these things that he doesn't know anything about. But why you should listen to him? Because he doesn't know what he's talking about. What an idiot. All right. I can't hear you, Jer. You're muted, Jer.
Thank you. First off, yeah, he says, I'm not a crypto bro. Like, first off, you conflating crypto and Bitcoin right out of the gate is a red flag, right? Even though I'm a shitcoiner, that's still a red flag. Secondly, you're making a TikTok video. So I posted up a tweet, right? Yeah, let me see if I have that tweet up. I think I might have it. Let me see.
We haven't got into TikTok yet, have we, man? I'm like,
I'm
waiting for that one to roll around.
We're
unpacking that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, here we go.
You might have to reshare your screen, Jar.
Yeah, I'm making sure I'm on the right. Yeah, there we go. I'm making sure I'm on the right tweet. So the guy is, I don't trust Bitcoin, but I'm going to make a TikTok video. So let me just point out, can you guys see it? Cause I'm on my tweet.
Yeah. You got to maybe you can go full screen on it or something there.
But basically here's how stupid America is, right? I don't trust Bitcoin, which, the probability of somebody figuring out your seed phrase is probably like 0.00000000001%.
Wait, add one more zero. Well, add one more zero.
Okay, 11 zeros and then a 1% probability of somebody getting into your cold storage wallet. And there's probably like a 5% chance that you could open up your, Chase bank account and all your money could disappear. And that's because TikTok has access to everything on your device. Let me repeat that. Everything.
Let me add this to Gerald. You don't even have to have TikTok now on your phone. There's these things called pixels, and I mean, it's a different kind of pixel, but you can even not even have TikTok on your phone, and they can still get data from you.
Correct. That is correct. I was just reading through it, and I'll pull that up right now. So let me pull up.
We've gone from Bitcoin to TikTok.
Yeah, no, because this is important. So let's go over this. So here's TikTok's T of S, their terms of service. And here's the thing. If you are just your average American, that's gone to high school and graduated, this literally, you don't even need a legal degree or had like me, gone to law library many times to understand 98% of this is all very straightforward, and you won't see any of the stuff that we have just mentioned, okay? Because they're big companies and they're very sneaky. So, right, all of that, there's only about 14 chapters. This could take you maybe an hour to go through and understand fully, right? That's it. But let's go a little bit further, because somebody who's a research analyst, right? Here you go. Oh, notice how they hit a couple links in here. Oh, privacy policy. Oh yeah, I clicked on that. And boom. Oh yeah, look how much stuff. Yeah. Oh wait, there's a whole nother like 10 chapters of stuff here. So let's just get into what we collect. What information we collect. So information you provide. So this is standard stuff, right? So if you're on Twitter, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Instabang, all of that crap, this is, if you share info with them, they can access that information, right? Yeah. Here's where it gets a little more interesting. Like we were just discussing, info from other sources. If you choose to sign or log into the platform using a third-party service such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google, or link your TikTok account to a third-party service, we may collect information from the service, for example, your public profile information, such as your nickname, email, contact list. So now they're spying on your Facebook stuff, your Twitter stuff, which, yes, these companies, like if you're using Facebook, yes, Instagram knows those kind of things because they're obviously the same company, but can Facebook look at Twitter stuff? No. But TikTok, guess what? They can look at any of your social media stuff. That's where it gets even more interesting. So let's see. Automatically collected information. Yeah. So your device information, we collect certain information about the device you use to access the platform, such as your IP address, your mobile carrier, your time zone settings. We automatically.
So here's the bigger thing that I think, as long as we're on this TikTok rabbit hole, here's the thing that I think really is the point that a lot of people probably should know, is that in China, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, not allowed. They don't allow any U.S. social media to operate in China. However, China has free reign right now to operate and push out TikTok here in the US. And the algorithm designed by ByteDance is actually worse than the algos that are used for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's like crack. The synapses in your brain, the research has shown that it's as addictive, if not more, than crack cocaine. And the other big difference between the content that is pushed out here in America via TikTok US versus the content that's pushed out in China, completely different. We were looking at a majority of kind of, you might want to say, somewhat questionable moral content, violence, self-harm, drugs, etc. Where in China, all of that, you don't get any of that. You get propaganda pushed that's pro-state, all pro-positive, all these things that fit their narrative. So China
and it's pro-science and it's pro-technology and pro, like,
meanwhile, we got kids there eating Tide Pods on TikTok challenges.
Yeah,
and that's how they're destroying America.
And doing twerking videos. Yeah. And again, just going back, I don't know if my screen is still being shared, but look at this little paragraph, right? Purchase information, including payment card numbers, third-party payment information, such as PayPal. They know your PayPal account information. Yeah. So when I say you could wake up and all your money could be gone because the Chinese government wanted to take it, that is not an exaggeration. There is a much higher probability of that happening than your Bitcoin being compromised, or so let me get back to
Crazy Guy in the Woods. And the other thing about the Crazy Guy in the Woods video is obviously he doesn't understand rule number one: not your keys, not your coin. You don't leave it on. You don't leave that kind of money, that kind of savings, that kind of investment on an exchange. You self custody. You
not
hodl,
on Coinbase. That's
so
the
again,
dumbest crap ever. Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing to begin with. And we've said this time and time again. You stack sats, and when you get to a certain point on Cash App or Coinbase, wherever you're buying those satoshis, it's $100, $200. For me, it's any time now, right? I get 20 bucks, 50 bucks, $100 a Bitcoin, and I buy it on Cash App. 10 minutes later, it's going to my cold storage wallet.
Exactly. See, that's
and
how you do
I
it.
love Jack, and I trust Jack way more.
Trust him enough. I don't trust him enough.
I trust him to the point where what happened a couple of weeks ago? Oh, we're out of Bitcoin, and there wasn't.
Well, no, that was Cash App wasn't. That was FUD.
I know that was a FUD, but it was happening because, those hot wallets, as those exchanges use, have X amount of Bitcoin, right? And if it gets to zero, it's zero. Then they have to go to their cold storage wallet, like Binance has to go to their cold storage wallet and transfer to their hot wallet so they can continue to sell. So they were running out of Bitcoin. The point is that, where was I going with this? The guy in the woods. Yeah, so he literally, again, when he says, I don't know what I'm talking about, he doesn't, right? He doesn't even know that, like, TikTok can steal all of your money if they wanted to, your whole identity, your whole life. They could CIA you, right? They could literally burn you.
Who's going to steal that guy? I mean, that guy's a clown walking in the woods. Like, I want to steal that guy's identity. No.
But my point being is, like, literally TikTok can burn your life like the CIA can, right? They can erase your whole identity, erase how you get paid, right? And this has happened to some kids already, right? They said the wrong thing about Taiwan, right? I said, watch when people speak out of turn and they go chunk and they shut your life down, and you're $1 million a month TikTok video maker and they just shut you out. Bye-bye life, right? That can't happen with Bitcoin, right? Like, if you control the keys to your destiny, then those coins are sitting in your digital piggy bank, which should be your cold storage and not Coinbase or Binance or other. That's the first major thing. Like, he's making a TikTok video to tell you he doesn't trust Bitcoin when Bitcoin is the most trusted thing. Now, let's get back to his video. That's where I was trying to connect the dots to, is that he is correct. Again, I have to repeat this. The ETFs are attacking Bitcoin. It is a positive attack, right? It is not a negative attack. It is a positive attack, right? Where they're taking billions of dollars of capital and influxing it into these ETFs to do what? Inflate the price of Bitcoin and make it not usable for billions of people globally, right? It becomes unusable material.
They're pricing people out of it. They're pricing people out of it.
Correct. So when he says that, he's correct. But again, let's get into the metrics. All the metrics point to that this is just normal Bitcoin price action, right? This little dip is just some people selling. That's going to happen. And guess who's selling? Who do you think's selling?
That guy in the woods.
Besides that clown.
The guy in the woods, he's selling. I don't know who else.
The ETFs, like I said,
there has been some outflow.
Shockers. So
I mean, we're looking at right now, it's at a price of just about 68,000.
So here we go. I think I shared the screen. If we look at, I think I should just have.
You got coin market. Oh, you got the ETF. Okay.
Yeah, I should just have the spots. So if we look at these columns here, 1 day holdings, 7 day holdings, Grayscale, look how much they sold in the last 24 hours. They sold another 4K. They sold about 20,000 Bitcoin in the last week. So Grayscale has and will continue to looks like bleed out their holdings. We can also see ARK sold about 1,000 Bitcoin yesterday. Miss Kathy Woods, you don't know about Bitcoin. You don't sell your Bitcoin. And Van Eck sold 302 yesterday.
You
And
got to imagine that though, maybe it's some people taking some gains or some people that are.
and again, I said, I think it was in episode 1 or 2, that don't be surprised. These are major investment firms, right, that manage trillions of AUM, and don't be surprised when they do sell some Bitcoin. But it is what it is.
The other thing that you've got to factor in here, and I think folks should be mindful when they watch this, or if they watch this, is that between now and the end of April, we're going to see some people having to sell for taxes.
Yeah, and that's what
so
we might be seeing that right now too.
Yeah, and so when you see these pullbacks, when it's sitting at 68, when it comes off a high of 74, yeah, that's a dip. That's probably a good point to to enter the market, or maybe smash buy, depending on where you're at and what you can do financially. But I don't think in the big picture it's really anything to really get concerned about. Like, oh my gosh, the sky's falling, pack it up, everybody, let's go home. It's going to zero.
No, not at all.
The other factor that is yet to be weighed in is we got sovereign wealth funds that are going to be coming to the party.
Oh yeah,
right?
Exactly.
We haven't even, you and I have talked about this ad nauseum in our conversations and even in past episodes, but it's the sovereign wealth funds that I think are going to be the next big leg that we see as people continue to roll in. And still RIAs, registered investment advisors, are still doing their due diligence and are yet to really kind of make their entryway into the asset class as well, because there's that 30 to 90-day window where they have to wait and do their due diligence. Morgan Stanley's still kicking the tires on this thing, looking at it, but they're getting a lot of inquiries from clients that want to know. I still think Vanguard, I think their CEO came out this past week and said, I don't care, we're still not adding it,
Or whatever. So, he's literally sticking to his guns because he got fired. He doesn't care.
Well, no, but I think the new CEO.
Oh, the new CEO, really?
Said, yeah. I think the new. I saw something like that.
I think that's pretty hard-headed, because it is. Just to what you were saying.
The old guy got fired because he didn't.
Because he just lost out how much in ROI?
Yeah, $500 million.
Yeah. So, and again, to what you're saying, BlackRock now wants to add the ETF to all of its products, right?
Yeah.
And then also,
what was the special investment vehicle that BlackRock or whatever they were just. I just saw again past week. Yeah,
I didn't get to read the article.
Yeah,
so exactly.
There's so many ways. So,
and let's be clear, MicroStrategy is going to add it to everything they do on the other side of the spectrum, right? So when we used to talk about this back in the day, the tokenization of everything is also the incentivization of everything. And that is what Saylor's pushing for, right? He's going to integrate Bitcoin into his email servers. He's going to integrate it into his pay systems. He's going to integrate it into almost every level of MicroStrategy. So he has this perfect circular economy. So, anyone that's still bearish, you have not studied Bitcoin long enough. Let me pull up the hash rate chart. I didn't see any major pullbacks, right? So right now it's Bitcoin's humming in around 600 exahashes. So of course it just gimped on me. Give me a sec. Refresh. Yeah, so okay. So literally right as we're doing this show, it pulled down to, oh my gosh, 575 exahashes. That's like still like
crash, guys.
Yeah, it's coming down. But as you can see, about almost a week before my birthday, we hit a new all-time hash rate of almost 770 exahashes. This next line right here is on the fib lines is 800 exahashes, and I'm pretty sure, even though this isn't a real fib line, that this is a zettahash. So all signs, if we zoom out, let's zoom out to a year chart, all signs say that I'm going to be right about this at some point, right? It's going to hit a zettahash. When that happens, I can't say, but we are not, the biggest drawback in hash power was here, and that was 528 exahashes. That was March 4th. And that's not even breaking this rising channel that you can see. This is probably the lowest we had in a long time. And that was January 17th, and it's still 400 exahashes. It's still a massive amount of energy. And again, like I said, when we see these massive fluctuations of power downward, it's, you know, it's usually indicative of you know, people having problems with their farm, or they're having power issues, or they had a big bill and they want to turn off for a week to save energy, or you know, there could be a million reasons why your farm goes offline. But as you can see, all signs that the network power is quite healthy. So again, everyone who's bearish right now, Gareth Soloway, you got one win in, bro, and like 20 L's in a row. Good luck.
What win did he get? I don't know. I don't know what win he got.
If he was shorting at, I guess, 74 and got that, you know, drop to 60 something, yeah, he could have possibly.
This is a dip for ants.
Yeah, exactly. For us, it's like all these people think
it's called a Sunday in crypto.
Yeah,
right?
it's called a normal day in Bitcoin universe. But yeah, they all think Bitcoin's dead, right? I tweeted, Bitcoin's dead again, right? Like, come on, you guys, you gotta be kidding me. This is the only asset I've ever seen, again, break through its all-time highs continually again. Oh yeah, and on my birthday.
Hey, let's shift gears and move to a different topic at hand, if we can do that, and we can. I love the little shifting gears. Do we have a shift? I love that. We need someone with a stick shift. Solana, man. It's been ripping. It's been pumping. It's melting faces on its way to 200. It looks like it's going to hit 200, or it has, and maybe it's pulled back depending on when you watch this. Your thoughts on the Solana ecosystem in general, and where it's at, and what is making it move? Are there meme coins on Solana that are really getting a lot more attention, and that's helping move it up, or what do you think?
So. All right. So the pros about Solana that I like is that it is fast, and the fees are very cheap. So those are the pros. I always like to start with the pros. The cons are the protocol goes down a lot. A lot. And I predicted this, right? I predicted this time and time again. And that's the bad thing about Solana. Why I tell people I enjoy its positive features, but I don't recommend, you know, putting the life savings into Solana, right? That's a Bitcoin usually only move. If you're going to invest in Solana right now, the meme coins are where it's at, right? I did recommend WIF. I think it was on like episode 5, and it's up like, even though it pulled back like 40 some percent over the last couple of days because of Bitcoin's crazy move 10K down, it's still up like 700%, right? Prior to that dip the other day, it was up like almost like 1100% since I recommended it back in I guess that was like right after
January,
Christmas.
February.
Yeah. So if you would have just taken like $500, it would have like 5 or 6 decks in that time. So again, do I still think it's a play? Yes, because I think the hype, there's a lot of mega hype. All the I would say used to be cutting edge crypto OGs are now becoming tailing indicators, right? So I just saw Raoul Paul. Oh, I got a bag of whiff. Yeah, no, you don't, dude, liar. And I just saw Masari put out a big email the other day. What's up with whiff? And I was like, thank you, Ryan. Pump my bags, bro. But yeah, how do you work the meme coin game? It's all about token economics. I tell people, you know, I think we talked about this in a couple episodes ago. Bonk is not the play, right? Bonk has got a supply that's like, I think 90 some trillion, right? Not billions, trillions.
Too much.
Yeah, it's too big of a supply, and it's not even worth my money.
Let me ask you this: what would be like for you? Do you look at more supply, or do you look at like market cap of a project as an indicator? Obviously, you probably want to look at both. But what's is the first one that you're going to default to? Is it going to be market cap, or is it going to be circulating supply?
So the first thing I do look at is supply. So total supply, I like to be around 1 billion or less. If it's over 1 billion, I don't like it to be more than like XRP supply, like 40 billion. Anything I think over 40 billion, then again, there is Dogecoin that's like around 130 billion. But the only thing that I think right now that I'm looking at that's similar to Doge is one called Chihuahua. It's HUA. It's a Cosmos coin. It is a meme coin, but it only has 100 billion. So could it hit $1? Yeah. Well, Dogecoin almost hit $1, so it could hit $1 if the correct amount of money comes in the market cap. It does have a small market cap, and it is down on the day. But you have to know Cosmos ecosystem and know what you're doing. You have to have a Cosmos wallet, and then either take one of the Cosmos tokens.
So it's not for beginners. It's more your advanced skill level.
Advanced, yeah.
Right.
But
Solana's been ripping. It's like just up over like 30-some% in the last 7 days.
And I do
pull up coin market cap.
own a sliver of Solana because that's the only, and it's the only meme coin in the Cosmos ecosystem. And when I was doing my research, its market cap was only around I forget how many million it was. Let me pull it up. I might as well just do the research and be smart about it, right?
Show us the goods, Jer. Show us the goods, buddy.
Pull up CMC. I know some people still don't like CMC, but it's still one of my favorites. If you like CoinGecko, there's like 20 different coin metric sites out of there. Please be trying to use them. The other thing I like to tell people is if it is an ERC20 token, please take the contract address, go to Etherscan, put it in there, do your due diligence, double check the supply on the contract versus the supply from the coin metric site, right? Don't just trust the coin metric website, because I trusted CoinGecko a few years ago, and it was that, they just didn't have the data in there. So when the data is not in there, they just put like 1 billion or whatever it was at the time. And I was like, but anyway, yeah. And I learned a valuable lesson. Do more research, dummy. If we put in Wawa, it should come up. And as you can see, total supply is around 103 billion. And the market caps is around 25 million. So still a very low market cap and not a super huge supply like some of these insane ones like Pepe and Safe Moon and Gecko. There's that's a new one. Anything when I see trillions, anything over billions, I'm not buying it. So trillions, quadrillions, why? Like you're never, unless you're investing like $1 million into that, and I don't recommend doing any crazy stuff like that. You're not going to see a movement in your position, right? Like my friend was like, Bonk, like, let me just break down Bonk again. I'll give you the same kind of presentation I gave to her. I was like, well, let's just do it right on the fly. We go up to here, put in Bonk.
Yeah, reshare the screen, Jer.
I'm going to do that right now. Thank you, Nick. Let me pull it up first and then share this tab. So, okay, of course the chart's being a little wonky, but that's not the important part. Yeah, so it has 93 trillion, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot. Okay. That's a huge supply. If you look at the price point,
that just whiffs of rug pull to me. That just whiffs of a rug pull waiting to happen, man.
Well, even if it's not a rug pull, like just put it into terms that you'll understand. Like my friend's like, oh, I'm gonna put like a G into this and it's gonna go crazy. I'm like, no, it's not. You'd have to put like 30,000 to like 100K.
And this is the thing that like tokenomics and this kind of stuff people don't get. They don't understand it. Exactly. And if you get into the space, you're like, oh wow, it's cheap. The price is cheap. So if I throw $1,000 at it, it should explode. Well, it shouldn't, because there are extenuating circumstances that you need to know about. And this is why we do these shows. This is why the Crypto Curator does a great job. This is why the Crypto Oracle yourself do a great. This is why the Bitcoin Live Network exists.
Exactly. And look at the market cap, right? The market cap is 2.5 billion, right? So
Why?
just
Why would you
yes.
invest in some shit like that? I'm sorry to
So
use swear words, but why?
no, you're exactly right. Why would you this is shit
Okay.
coinery 101 right here. Even if it goes to 5 billion market cap, that means that this price would go to point zero zero zero
Yeah.
zero 0.0004 or 52, right? Technically
Okay.
52.
Okay.
Oh wow, whoop-de-doo-dah. Like, so if you had $100 and it went to $5 billion, oh, and it went to that 0.005 two, whatever, you now $200.
All right. Let me again shift gears as we stay on this altcoin topic as we continue on the Bitcoin Live network here. I'm gonna give you another one, and let's do the
Mhm.
same tokenomics model on this. And I think that we'll see a
Yeah.
huge difference. Now, this is
Oh
one
yeah.
I'm gonna be fully transparent here. I do have a position.
A bag.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do have a bag, as we degens say, but I'm trying to use the big CNBC word so I sound more official.
I have a
I do have a
position.
position. We've got ownership on the desk, as they say on CNBC. Okay, this is one that I think is really, really good when we just talk about these basic metrics that you can look at, some fundamental analysis when we talk circulating supply and market cap. Here's a coin right now that I'm very excited about, and I know like my maxi friends are gonna be like, dude, it's heresy. It's an ERC20. Okay, so that right there tells you.
That's a red
Um,
flag for me.
yes, I understand.
But go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Number 25 on the list on coin market cap, it's Render, up
Oh no, that is a good one.
23% in the last 24 hours, up
No.
11% in the last 7 days. Now we talk about the circulating supply. We got 380,646,092 circulating supply with a market cap of 4,850. I'm sorry, 4,854,771,685.
Well, um so you know me, I know a lot about this stuff. This is actually a good project. And this is I if I'm not mistaken, this is the render is what Beeple uses to like make a lot of his stuff.
Yeah,
Um
it's GPU. Like imagine Airbnb for GPU for folks who are in the AI, because as AI continues to evolve, GPU is going to be a big commodity. And so if people have spare GPU, you can rent it out. You can use GPU as a service, right? And so that's
yeah,
what Render does. And it's like, again, you've got GPU to sell. Oh, great, I'll sell it. I need it. And so as artists and illustrators continue to grow, as AI continues to explode, Render is one of these projects that helps facilitate the gap between those who have the GPU and those who don't.
correct. Now again, this supply is only 500 million, so it's a good supply. But if it goes to 12 billion or 13 billion, could we see $25 token? Yeah, very, very possible. But this is also a good project, since you brought up ERC20s, where we can do what I was talking about, right?
Yeah.
Um, I hate
Do
all
the
this
research
crap.
and check the address and do all that
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. So we're going to go down, and come on, where is it? Ugh, I hate the way they break this up. Um, it's usually right here. Why is it? Oh, there it is. So here's the Ethereum contract address, and CoinMarketCap has a nice little copy button right there. So you just copy, and that'll automatically copy the render contract. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over here, and we're just going to pull up
This is the
EtherScan.
fire alpha that you only get right here on the Bitcoin Live Network proof of work. This is the guy doing the work, doing the research for you, doing your
Yeah,
homework for you.
I'm doing your homework, y'all, in
Yep.
live, in real time.
In real
So
time.
we're pasting the render contract address, and all we're doing is we're just double checking some metrics, right?
Yeah.
And the main thing is we're seeing the amount of tokens, right? Token supply, and do. See, I don't like that. I don't like seeing that. That's good. Token holdings. So this is what they hold. So they. So it's mostly render, obviously.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, you might be on a different page if you click the link. Yeah, it might not be showing up on you, so you might have to share that screen. Thank you, Nick. Best producer back there. Nick and the Bitcoin Live team and family, keeping us on track, focused. But even this morning, I woke up and render's over 13, and it's moving. There's a lot of it's been moving up the chart from like low 30s. Now we're up to 25, and it does seem to have a lot of momentum.
Sorry. I was getting a little distracted there. No, that it definitely does. But of course, why isn't it pulling up the things I normally see?
And I think with that market cap where it's at like 4 billion, I mean, it's easy to double that mark. I mean, 4 billion isn't, when we're talking, you look at some of these other projects, 4 billion is not a lot when it comes to market cap. So the chances of this thing, moving up in market cap, I think are pretty darn good, especially as the bull market continues, especially as the hype around Ethereum continues, and we're looking at possibly ETH ETFs. I think that this is one that should be on your radar. Do your due diligence. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Most certainly. And of course,
and the hype around AI. I mean, as the AI hype continues, like Nick said there, it's GPU as a service, man. A lot of these other ones in the even in the top 10, we're talking market caps of 17 billion, 13 billion, 11 billion. And some of these are just meme coins with like nothing behind them, right? And so here you've got a project, at least it does offer some sort of real world value. It's trying to facilitate a service between folks who are wanting to create and build and use GPU as a service. Right. So there is something sustainable versus I would say just a straight up meme coin that is just like, well, what do you do with it? You trade it, you meme it, you whatever. What this does though, for folks who are artists, for folks who are creatives, and they need more GPU, this enables them to acquire what they need to fulfill their jobs, their tasks, their projects, etc. So for me, that gives it a little more substance, a little more legs, if you will, versus something that just doesn't, right?
No. Again, this there's projects out there that do things, and then there's just pump and dumpers, right? Like when we go back to what I was talking about earlier, when we were talking about Laszlo. Before he offered the pizza transaction, Bitcoin was just a pump and dump. That's all it was, right? Like that's literally all it was. As soon as Laszlo opened up Pandora's box, and we have Bitcoin economics, now Bitcoin does tons of millions, does all these other things. When people say Bitcoin doesn't do anything, oh, really? Just reduce the crime of the most crime-ridden country in the Western Hemisphere to almost negligible murder rate, and that's pretty impressive. It also takes a flared natural gas and turns it into something valuable instead of just shooting that methane into the atmosphere every second of every day. It also has taken millions of poor people out of poverty and showed them a new life, right? So the guy who's walking through the woods, again, when he says that, the ETFs are an attack, he's right there, but there's still tons and tons of value that Bitcoin gives to the world every second of every day. And it was shown in that video where we shared, where there's that chocolate factory in, it was the Congo, right? Where they literally, it was all paid for by Bitcoin. And who's producing that video? Oh, the World Economic Forum. And now the World Economic Forum is starting to see, oh, so Bitcoin can be for everybody. Yes, duh, hashtag. It can be for the 1% uber wealthy, and it can be for the 1% poor. It actually pulls us into the middle, right? It makes that uber 1% wealthy person more of a human, and it makes that 1% really uber poor person more of a human. And guess what? Oh, we come into the middle and we meet as humans and we go, hey, that Bitcoin, that's pretty cool shit.
Because people are people. So why should it be that you and I should get along so awfully? I see you're punching and you're kicking and you're shouting at me, right? But people are people.
People.
Why should it be, Gerald, that you and I should get along so awfully? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Depeche Mode, man, they were so wise.
They were
so wise.
Indeed. Prophets.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's what the time is now. You know, buy Bitcoin. You know, it doesn't matter what the price is. Doesn't matter if it's 70,000, 74,000, 68,000, 20,000. If you converted your $100 into Bitcoin before it hits $1 billion, smart move. Because yes, in 2034, Bitcoin will be somewhere between 500 million and $1 billion. So you selling to Larry and Michael now for 70K? Yeah, that's like Jeremy selling his Bitcoin after he sold.
Well, and see the thing with sovereign wealth funds, for them, 70,000 is like $70 to a retail person, right?
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars is nothing. They're used to hundreds of millions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
So for them to like, oh, I just blew 70 grand on one Bitcoin. Well, it's like $70 to them. It's nothing.
Yeah, it's change to them.
Yeah, it's chump change. So right now, you know, yeah, for everyday retail folks like you and I, yeah, 70 grand's a lot. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, damn, you know,
it is. But you shouldn't be, you know, selling to them, because when Bitcoin hits that crazy number, whatever it is, 200,000, $1 million. That's when you should sell to them, not at these cheap prices.
I don't even know about. I think you probably should have. I mean, my lesson from the last go round was I didn't sell the top, and so you got to take some gains. You know, you've got to trim, you've got to reallocate, you've got to broaden out whatever buzzwords you learned on CNBC or Bloomberg. Work them into the sentence here. But I think you got to take some gains. But the thing that I'm really holding out for, and I think this is what Saylor has been talking about for so long, which I've been saying since we've been friends since 2017, is that there's going to come a point where you won't need to sell your Bitcoin, where you'll be able to leverage against it and go, oh, Bank of America, you want to give me 10% payout for securing my Bitcoin, and you're going to pay me just like I would with like my mortgage. Like, oh, I'm going to take a mortgage out against my house. Oh, guess what? They're going to do that for your Bitcoin. Oh, yeah. Let us custody your Bitcoin and we'll pay you in our CBDC shit token, and yay. And then they'll fractional reserve the Bitcoin.
Yeah, I honestly don't think you should even do that.
Do that. Well, no, because again, not your keys, not your coin, and you're giving it to somebody else. However, I think though that what will change and why it might be a little okay is that we're talking about a FDIC insured institution. We've already seen the language from the FDIC and the OCC that they put out back in 2021 in a joint letter saying, hey, when it comes to custodying and loans against crypto, they've already talked about this. They put this in writing. We've shared this. Like years ago, we shared this. So it's not like they're not going to do this. They are fully intending to take your crypto, custody it for you, leverage it out, and pay you back in a shitcoin.
Oh, yeah. And like I said, there's already companies that are going a step beyond that where, like I said, you won't even have to let them hold your Bitcoin. They'll just say, show me your keys and show me, you know, that you hold this Bitcoin, and voila, you can buy a house. Or in some instances, I think in the next 5 or 10 years, you know, where El Salvador said they'll give you citizenship, I believe, obviously that price of that citizenship will come down, but you won't even have to give them the Bitcoin, right? You'll just show them your wallet and they'll be like,
proof of work. Oh, yeah. You'll show them the proof of work.
Exactly right. And they'll say,
what a novel concept.
Here's your house. Here's your citizenship. Here's a car. Here's some property. And thanks for moving to our country because of holding 0.1 Bitcoin. You're now own a house, property, and citizenship to France or Senegal or wherever, because that's what's coming, right? Like that's literally these countries are going to vie for our citizenry by offering all these goods and services just to live there because we're going to attract so much business. And look at El Salvador. El Salvador is a perfect example where tourism's up, property values are up, crime's down, and what's happening? More and more Bitcoiners want to go where? Oh, El Salvador. I even said this to somebody on the plane when I was coming back. I was like, it's so powerful, right? It's so powerful. And I've said this time and time again on Twitter that if you want to stop illegal immigrants from coming across the border, make Bitcoin legal currency, right? Because now the expats who live here, where do they want to go? I want to go back to El Salvador. Yeah, there's actually people living in America now that want to leave New York and leave LA and leave Bend and leave Seattle and go where? Go to El Salvador because it's safer and there's nicer and they have more money. Oh, surprise. Yeah. Bitcoin fixes this. So that's going to be, I think, the real big issue of the next election is who's going to be pushing Bitcoin.
Yep. Fix the money, fix the world, as Nick says right there.
Indeed.
Yep.
And slowly we are. Dun, 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 dun.
All right, man.
But don't be shaken out by 10K moves. That's like every other day in Bitcoin.
Oh, crypto curator Paul McNeil coming through.
Yo. So what else did okay, so I didn't get to talk about this there's so many people that like them, but I don't like them. Let's pull it up. I know I have it here somewhere. Dun, 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 dun. Where is he? Sorry, I'm hunting for it because I have so many dang tabs open for Twitter. Really? Nope, not that one.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's the one from that guy. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this one too. Yeah, Kurt, you're just a dumbass, bro. I'm sorry. So the big news of the week we didn't really discuss. It's official. CSW is probably going to jail, and the judge has ruled in favor that he's not Satoshi. Thank Jesus. But this guy is trying to say that Ryan Charles came out and said Craig Wright's a scammer finally, and he's like, what are the odds that this is an AI and blah blah. Shut up, dude. Just please shut up. Like,
shut up.
That's the dumbest shit ever. Really? This is an AI and he trained it to say this and blah. Dude, dude, you're an idiot. And Bitcoin's the real Bitcoin. Bitcoin SV was a scam project created by Craig Wright because
are we still talking about him?
Yeah, we are. We have
he and that crazy dude in the woods need to go bowling or go knit something or eat fondue.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, oh yeah, we did. We did talk about the guy in the woods. We talked about it at great length because Crypto Curator was asking about him again. Yeah, we made fun of him at extreme lengths. And anytime, the one thing I didn't point out about that statement is anytime we see those tweets or videos, these are very positive indicators for the fundamental world, right? So anytime I see, I just sold all my Bitcoin, I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Amen. Bitcoin's going to pump to the moon. Anytime I see that, oh, thank you for ensuring Bitcoin's going to pump next week. Oh yeah, I didn't say that. Let me just show that again. So let's share back my dude, why does this chart always break? So that's one thing Restream does. It, for some reason, it breaks my charts when it happens.
Well, you know, the news out of El Salvador continues as they are going to stay on this one Bitcoin purchase every day until it becomes unaffordable.
Yeah, that's going to be a long time for them.
They are just hammering down, man.
So, like I said, we hit about 768 on the 7th, right? Let me just double check down here. Yeah, it says 780. So, I mean, that's pretty high. My normal, like, and the really cool thing is now that I'm becoming a data scientist, I'll eventually learn how to make this into an algo, and it'll hopefully I can do a Saylor and it'll buy when I want and sell when I want and all that fun stuff. Anywho, this it hit it on March 7th, right? It's usually about 2 weeks. If we push out 2 weeks, I think I tweeted yesterday or the other day, we're looking around springtime. We should see another big pump for Bitcoin coming. And there's not one thing anybody can do about it. So if you sold your Bitcoin to Michael Saylor, thank you, bearded dude in the woods. Great job. Good work to ensure that the pump is now coming.
Pump. I think that's official term, pumpy pump.
Yeah, the pumpy pump is incoming, or as Ivan on Tech would say, you must respect the pump. The pump.
Yeah, respect the pump.
He says it almost like Pompliano. He's like, pomp. But yeah, all the other indicators in the Bitcoin universe are very positive, right? From the HODL waves chart, which we've discussed at length, the hash rate is still strong. This 10K pullback, it looks like it's just grayscale and a few early adopting whales. I still
think that there's some pressure from taxes. I think that we're seeing some of this pullback in regards to people having to cover their tax bill, and I think that's kind of to be expected. And this really should not shake you out if you've been in this market for any period of time. These movements are normal. It's just another day in blockchain. So take advantage of it if you can.
Yeah, exactly. These are the times where you have to be steadfast, right? You either don't make a move and you sit on your hands, which is the smart move, because I've been in these scenarios and either sold stuff or tried to reposition because I think I'm smarter than the markets. It's like, no, you either double down on the positions that have been going up with the market, or like I said, or it's a no play. You just be patient and you see these dips like today, and if you're stacking Bitcoin, this is a day where the time is now, right? You stack on these. So my little tip is, if the screen is green, step away. If the screen is red, oh, it's time to play.
Yeah, I was in a space with Mark Yusko, Paul, about a week or two ago, and the whole idea we were talking about price pullback due to some folks probably having to take some gains and probably pay off some tax debt. So that's kind of where, and again, I think we've historically seen that, especially around this kind of start of the Lunar New Year, tax season, tax time. There's always been some kind of pullback, and so that's where that kind of conversation piece came up to address our good friend crypto curator Paul McNeil and why I think folks are talking about that. And
it's also just random onesies and twosies, like I said in that video the other day, where these people have been hodling since 2011, right? 70K. If they have 10,000 Bitcoin, that's almost $1 billion, right? I get it. That's a lot of money at that point, and some people are just done hodling. Kudos if you hodled that many years. But I would have, only sold like maybe 80% of my position, or if we're talking Bitcoin, like 50.
And maybe that's what some of these OGs are doing, like you said, who've been stacking for 2011, 2012, whatever, and they're like, okay, man, I can let go of 2 or 3 Bitcoin at 70 grand, and
Oh, I did see a couple that they closed out their whole positions, unfortunately.
oh well,
Yeah. Oops.
you know what? Hey, you know what? They're probably gonna go to a beach and live off the grid and be naked, and we'll never hear from them
Again,
ever again.
if they invest in like an island or something like that, and
Yeah.
they've got some kind of residuals coming in, kudos, good job.
Yeah, they're staking Solana on the Phantom wallet. That's their new, new revenue stream, man.
Yeah, I highly doubt that one.
Really,
But
you don't think?
look, I like I was
You
saying
don't
earlier,
think? Okay.
I have a teeny sliver of Solana in my helium farm, right? So
Yeah.
my helium node is like farming a couple coins, and obviously when I want to collect those coins, what do I have to have in my wallet to do that? I have to have some Solana. So there is some Solana in there, and it works pretty well. I have to admit, they ever since they
That's
changed
fast.
over
No doubt
to
about
the
it. It's
Solana
fast.
network, they don't have as many problems. But again, like I tell people, you don't want to be investing your life savings into something and then it'd be like, oh, it's down today. Okay, I can't use my money. No, you can't use your money right now. And guess what? Bitcoin doesn't do that. Litecoin doesn't do that. There's only like 3 or 4 protocols that I've never had a problem with, and Solana's not one of them.
Oh, that's a fun topic. Let's go through how many networks have not gone down. Wait, we're getting close to. We'll do that next time. How about we do that on the next show?
That is a good topic for a show. Which
Yes.
protocols have broken?
All righty. We'll put a bookmark there. We'll call it good. Thank you, crypto curator Paul McNeil, for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick, and the entire Bitcoin Live family for producing the awesome content of shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They do it 7 days a week. There's no days off. Just like in Bitcoin, there's no days off for the Bitcoin Live network. And again, thank you, Quantum Economics, Quantum Expeditions, Roundly X, and who else, Gerald? We got to give them some.
I think Shield Folio.
Yes, them.
Energy Web Token.
Yes.
And I think I think we got them all. And you and
so.
me and Nick and and obviously everyone have a safe St. Patrick's Day out there if you're drinking the Guinness.
There you go.